Uh, um, hello? Can you adjust the camera, please? Oh, wait a minute. The camera's on itself. Here, let me get down from. Oh, oh, oh. Hi, everyone. If you notice. Ah, sorry. Had to move some things around to reorganize some things. And yes, of course, you notice that I'm wearing a Guardians of the Galaxy shirt. I haven't seen the movie, but if any of you who ever have the DVD, let me borrow it. Because I am dying to see the movie. I'm dying to see that film. Guardians of the Galaxy. And the reason why I'm wearing the shirt of Guardians of the Galaxy, well, it's because, you know, I've been reviewing movies, comics, graphic novels, and TV series. But one thing I forgot to review is video games. I mean, I should have started reviewing video games as well. I mean, I reviewed a board game, Clue, and that's the only board game I can review. So, in case you guys were bored on that review, get ready to be shocked of this video game I'm going to review. But, one thing I had to tell you guys. You know I was into Star Trek. I was never into Star Wars. And, all my life, I wanted to play a Star Trek-based kind of video game. A kind of a video game where you play a star hero who travels throughout the galaxy, make friends with aliens, and sometimes flirt with the hottest alien babes you've ever seen. Call me Captain Kirk, but I like to go through that experience. That's right, I like to be the Captain Kirk of the game. Of the game. Anyway, all of a sudden there were two video game companies who put their heads together to make this game. One was BioWare, and they also made a deal with Electronic Games. EA Games made a lot of games, and this is the game I'm going to tell you today. Mass Effect. Now, some of you people never tried the game. Trust me, it is awesome. Of course, I have a PS3 version, but it's also for Xbox, and also, I mean, they made a Mass Effect game for Wii. And rumor talks about they're going to make Mass Effect 3. I mean, make Mass Effect 4. Because I got the Trilogy. I got all 3 games right here. And one thing that's really awesome about the game, you play, it's a role-playing game. You play a character who goes by the name of Commander Shepard. And you can make up the first name if you want. Me? My Shepard is named Zack Shepard. And, in the game, you become a space hero, and you travel through the galaxy. You start to discover that there's a force of evil throughout the darkest region of the galaxy who calls themselves Reapers. And Reapers are these biologic creatures who destroy anything that is organic. And what they do is they turn other people into Reapers. Kind of scary. I mean, it's a little bit like a Borg, but it's a lot freakier and a lot creepier. And even the heart, and also the husk of the Reapers, they look kind of zombie-ish with wires. In the first game, you start to discover that your character, Shepard, you start to get promoted to be a Spectre. And a Spectre is actually an authority figure, authority person who goes by their own rules. They don't tell what anybody tells them to do. They can, I mean, the council can tell them what to do, but let them do it in their own way. And one thing that's awesome about the game, if you want your character to be goody two-shoes, your character would get Paragon points, and you become a Paragon person. But if you do something bad, like a total jerk, you get a Renegade. So you can make your character be a Paragon person or a Renegade person. It's pretty awesome. And also, it's your choice to choose how you want to go. If you want to date this one girl or date another girl. I mean, it's how the game goes. And you start to discover that there's a rogue agent who starts controlling these cybernetic creatures who call themselves Geths. And these cybernetic creatures were created by these aliens who called the Quarians. And one thing that's really sad about the Quarians is they stayed in their suits and their helmet, because if they release their helmets, breathe oxygen, they get sick really bad, and some of them could die. So that's why they stay in their helmets and in their suits. And they created these Geth, and the Geth kicked them out of their planet. So now they live in pilgrimage. It's pretty interesting. And of course there are these other aliens, like there are the Asaris. They're female aliens. And of course they all look female. I mean, they're blue skin, they have no hair, but they have like flippers on their heads. They look like fins, but they always stayed slicked back. And one thing that's interesting about the Asaris is that whoever they fall in love with, they can change their gender on whoever they want to fall in love with. Like if they fall in love with a girl, their gender can be changed to a man. And if they fall in love with a man, their gender can change to a woman. And of course, if they get pregnant, the offspring's always be an Asari. And they look down on the pure-blooded Asaris, because they welcome the mixed species Asaris. It's kind of the opposite of fascism. And of course, there are these Terrians. They're the bug-looking guys, all scaly, and we had a war against them, and we won, and now they sided with us. And of course, there's these Solarians. They're the tall, skinny, bug-eyed looking aliens, and they're kind of fast, and they have a short lifespan. And all in all, besides all the aliens, there's one Turian named Saren who decided to become a rogue and wanted to make peace with the Reapers and trying to bring them over here. And the Council are stubborn to believe that the Reapers exist. And your character, Shepard, you can do your best to try to prove to them that the Reapers do exist. And of course, you can flirt with any alien or human that you lay your eyes on. And that's a part of the first game. And then in the second game, it got really interested, because our character, Shepard, gets killed. And it's up to you, because they did a Lazarus project. Yeah, it's from the Bible, Lazarus. And one thing about on the Lazarus project, they brought your character back to life after he was stranded out in the space and the air was blocked off. I mean, the air was cut on his tank and he died out in space, and they brought him back to life. And in your position, now you'll be battling against these creatures who call themselves collectors. There were these prehistoric alien species called Protheans, and they all were killed and turned into collectors. And what they do is they keep on kidnapping people, and it's been in charge by this guy who goes by the name of Harbinger. We are Harbinger, assume direct control. And of course people assume that my character is dead, Shepard, and there's a bunch of revolutionists, kind of terrorist group called themselves Cerberus, led by a guy who goes by the name the Elusive Man. And he sent you on a suicide mission, and you make friends with more members of the team, and you can date them if you like. And this time, the Council ain't gonna control you on that. It's a suicide mission you're gonna go through, so you have to gather up your team, make peace with other planets, and also get into the Collector's ship and destroy it. That's the whole mission. So you have to choose your team wisely, or else some of your team members will get killed and you can't revive them. It's pretty sad, though. I mean, I get sad every time some of my team members get killed. It's very emotional. And then on the third game. Now, of course, a lot of people complain about it because, spoiler alert, either ending that you choose in the third game, you'll die. Even though there is a way that your character can live, but it's kind of hard to find, and it's kind of hard to do that. But in the game, the Reapers are now attacking your planet Earth, and now you're, reuniting all your members, all the old members and the new members, and you help them through their mission, and of course, you start repairing some damages that has been done in the past, like trying to set peace between the Geth and the Quarians, and also bring peace between the Turians and also the Krogans. They're these big, toad-like, rough-riding kind of guys. I mean, they're really big, they're really tough, and they always go like, "I am Krogan!" I mean, there are a few characters who are Krogan who are in your team. I mean, there's Rex and Grunt. And Grunt is like a teenager, while Rex is more like a full-grown man. Anyway, throughout the whole mission, some of your members will die. Depends on how you choose to end some of the missions. So it's going to be a little bit like the second game, but not too harsh. Not during battle. Just any kind of disaster happens. But throughout the whole game, it's very emotional. It's very good. And if you want to catch up to the whole thing like I did, get yourself a Trilogy. Because, I'll tell you, if you get the Trilogy, you'll probably be catching up in the entire thing. And it has a mixture of Star Wars and Star Trek mixed together. But of course, the power ability depends on if your character want to have that ability or not. They don't call it the Force, they call it the biotics. And it's something that they implant in the back of your neck to give you abilities like shielding yourself or creative force and all that. But my character, I'm an infiltrator, so I use less of my biotics and more of the tech and weapons. And that's pretty awesome about the game. And of course, rumor has it that they're going to do a film adaptation of the game. Because the game is so dang popular, they want to do a film adaptation. Oh, and one thing I forgot. It's not just for men to play this game. Women can play it too. You can make your shepherd be a female. I mean, my grandma played this game, and he goes by the name of BKP Shepherd. Brenda K. Parm Shepherd. It's kind of funny, but it's pretty awesome. My grandma was hooked. I was hooked. I met a few friends of mine who were hooked. And of course, the franchise is so popular, there's a lot of fan videos, if you look them up on YouTube and all. And one thing you can remember, no matter what scars you bear, no matter uniform you wear, you can fight like a Krogan, run like a leopard, but you never be better than Commander Shepard. And of course, from the words of our main character, I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite video in the Citadel. And of course, I like to catch up on the franchise. I like to get myself some t-shirts or maybe some action figures and such. So, any of you who are interested on giving me some of the Mass Effect stuff, one thing I gotta say to you, shut up and take my money!